spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equals. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. How y'all doing today, man? We got tons of rumors to talk about, some news, and a special giveaway. Yeah, that's right, a giveaway. Finally, guys. I've been wanting to do a giveaway for a long time, and I've partnered with Ultra Game for a giveaway of this awesome Ultra Game NBA Men's Player Active T-shirt. Now, they make awesome NBA gear of our favorite teams, guys, and the one I'm wearing right here was gifted to me from them as well. So if you guys like this or different apparel, or you want to enter the giveaway, make sure you subscribe to me on this channel and Ultra Game. The link will be in the description to subscribe to them as well. Like this video, comment your favorite team or player. The giveaway runs from October 24th to 26th, and they will select one person, and they're gonna gift you guys some awesome gear. So go ahead and enter that, man. Happy to finally be able to do that for you guys. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. All right, so let's get into it, man. How y'all doing today? I'm doing great. Thank you. What's up, Laker girl? What's up, Bridget? How y'all doing, man? Great to see y'all. All right. So we woke up this morning to some Laker rumors, sent from the heavens up above. So that's very exciting, right? We want action, though. We're all about that action. But one guy that I'm hearing that has emerged as a serious target for the Lakers is Teddy Rozier. Yes, out of left field, another guard. I'm told the Lakers have also had recent conversations with the Spurs for Josh Richardson and other players as well. But here's the issue, though. Here's the issue, guys. And I do want to talk about it because my thing is, now that we're into the season and we're 0-3, Shams Chanara from The Athletic is reporting that teams can see our desperation. And that's the unfortunate part. That's why I think it was crucial for us to start off really good, right? Why? Because now teams know that we're desperate for contention. We're desperate to win. And they're going to try to tax us everything in a half. By the way, I like Teddy Rozier. He's a beast. I would take him over Westbrook any day. But, of course, to make the contracts work, there's going to be multiple contracts involved, I think, including Gordon Hayward's. How do you guys feel about that? For your information, Teddy Rozier is averaging 33 minutes and 23.5 points per game, shooting 40% from the field and 40% from beyond the arc with 8.5 assists and 7 rebounds. So he's having a career year this season. So, of course, Terry Rozier, my bad. Yeah, thanks for correcting me, bro. But yeah, of course, the asking price is going to be hefty. They're going to want potentially 2 draft picks. However, as many have noted, that contract still has 3 to 4 years left on the contract. So if they want to get up from under that contract, then we shouldn't have to pay full price for admission. Just saying, right? Listen, at the end of the day, this is what I got to say to teams that are tanking for Victor Wembanyama. All right. The ultimate price for tanking is Russell Westbrook. I tweeted this out earlier. It's perfect because he has an expiring contract. You come off the books, and on top of that, you might earn a draft pick, right, from us. I wouldn't say 2, but at least 1. And he's going to help you tank because he's going to tack on 10 to 15 losses in a minimum. So I think it's a win-win, right? It's a win-win in my opinion. All right, so the Lakers are expected to resume trade talks with the Pacers and the Jazz as well. So they're going to be really, really active around this time of the year because we started off to 0-3, and that's just not acceptable. Now, I don't know if you guys saw all the talk around the media today, everything. I did post a video on Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was on Club Shay Shay podcast today. He said, first off, take accountability. He's talking about Russell Westbrook. He said, first off, take accountability. If you don't play well, admit it. Stop trying to fight the media and the fans and go out there and perform. He also gave examples of how, he was booed when the coach got fired way back in the late 80s. And so I do want to tell you guys that he's basically echoing our sentiments. We talked about this for a minute, right? We talked about the fact that Russ is a different breed of superstars that are really entitled and expect everybody to bend over backwards for them when they should really be putting on for the city, especially the city where you're from, right? So listen, the scrutiny is not going to go away as long as you continue to play like crap. That's period, right? Here's an interesting little piece from an article from Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer, where he said the Purple and Gold offered Utah a package that included Russell Westbrook and a first-round unprotected pick and second rounders in a potential trade that could have landed them Bojan Bogdanovic, but the Jazz ultimately traded the forward to the Detroit Pistons. Now imagine that. Imagine turning down multiple draft picks, right? And that was obviously the better trade than the one they got for Kelly Olynyk. Imagine turning down multiple first-round, like one first-round pick and multiple seconds, just to not trade with the Lakers. Now tell me the Laker tax isn't real, guys. Tell me the Laker tax isn't real. Crazy. Hey, what's up, Angel? Appreciate you, man. That's really nice of you to say. He said you make the Lakers season better. I appreciate that, man. That's nice. So Lakers over everything. Good to see y'all, man. But who would Laker Nation like to see? So we talked about Teddy Rozier potentially, or Terry Rozier. We talked about the Josh Richardson package. Now, remind you, Terry is balling right now, but he is averaging 33 minutes. So obviously, with the absence of early on of LaMelo Ball, his numbers have spiked. But he's always been a capable hooper, man. I like Terry. Now, we need more wings and guards, but as long as we offload Russell Westbrook, I'm happy with almost any trade, right? He said the Hornets trade will be good. Rozier 100%. Scary Terry, Rozier is worth a first pick. Noble Joshua, appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for Super Chat. He said Melo was our best veteran, minimal last year, just saying. Yeah, he was. Melo was great. I'm shocked he still hasn't found an NBA team yet, right? I would not have minded adding him back on. So it's one of those things. But yeah, he deserves to be on a roster for sure. I agree with you. And I gave him a nickname that stuck last season. It was called Home Court Melo because every time he played at the home court, right, in Staples Center, he was going off. So he said Hayward can shoot. I'll take the Spurs deal because you'll get 2 wings and a big. I agree. That Spurs deal looks more lucrative by the day. But if they do include Gordon Hayward and PJ Washington, I like the Hornets deal as well. He said, I don't like Rozier's contract. He said if he struggles in LA, the Lakers would have to attach draft picks to get rid of his contract. That's a fair point. But can he struggle much more than Russ is? I don't know. I don't think so. This guy could actually shoot. He's shooting 40% from beyond the arc. But I do understand what you're saying because LA is a different spotlight, right? But right now, Terry is balling out, man. 23.5, basically 24 points a game, shooting basically 40% from the field and 40% from beyond the arc with 7 rebounds and 8.5 assists, half a steal, and 1.5 blocks. So dude is hooping. It's a small sample size. It's only the first 3 games. Usually the numbers even out as you progress. But for now, I got to say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. He said, unless it's for a second round. Also, you don't want Terry unless it's for a second round pick. But I'm saying the first round pick is going to be to offload Russ, even though I know what you're saying, bro. Listen, we shouldn't have to pay a first round pick to give you an expiring contract. Usually that has value in itself. And to all the teams that want Victor Wembanyama without getting penalized from the commissioner who's watching closely, Russ should have some sort of value for them. So I don't buy this. I've seen a lot of comments in the comment section. I don't get to respond to everybody, but I do read most of them. And I've seen a lot of people saying, well, there's no trade for Russ. There's plenty of trades for Russ, but are we willing to bite the bullet and take a risk, right? Scared money don't make money. And it might be about that time for the front office. If not, you see everybody's dissecting the Lakers. Everybody from Magic Johnson, rightfully so, to Stephen A. Smith, to Kendrick Perkins. I mean, everybody's going in on the roster construction of this team. Rightfully so. Check this out. We're currently number 2 in the NBA for defense efficiency rating. That's really good. We're number 1 in steals, so that's awesome as well. We're number 1 in opponents' field goals per game. So we are playing an elite championship level defense early on. Hopefully it sustains. And all we're lacking is floor spacing. Really, if we had some floor spacing, we'd look a lot better offensively. So it's a shame that we couldn't do it in the offseason, and it has now costed us 3 games. I'm a firm believer that had we made the Russell Westbrook trade in the offseason, we'd probably be 3-0 or 2-1 at worst. But it is what it is. Now we got to deal with it. But listen, the Lakers have a couple of days from here till Wednesday. Can they pull off a trade before then, or is this going to drag out? And are they going to hope for a Lakers turnaround? And that way they could buy them some time. I don't know. But I don't like the way this has gone so far. Alex, what's up, brother? Appreciate the super chat. Thank you, man. He said, utter ridiculous that we as fans knew that Russ shouldn't have been benched in the 4th last game over these coaches getting paid millions. Facts over feelings. BS. I'm pissed, Dan. I know, man. Listen, yesterday was tough for all of Laker Nation. We basically took to Twitter and to social media to rant and vent with each other, with one another. A lot of you guys were in my DMs. We were talking even late at night. So I appreciate all of y'all. But listen, it's tough. It's tough, and the Lakers are in a hole that they've dug themselves into, and now they got to dig themselves out of this hole for sure, right? But we're not far away from contention. Like I said, if we can get some floor spacing and maybe a backup big, I think we're right there. We're knocking on the door because the defense has been elite. And I do have to give Darvin Ham credit for that. I don't totally want to discount his effort, what he's done. He's done a great job calling timeouts and calling plays out of timeouts so we can make runs when we're down. He's done a good job of making everybody buy into the defensive end. We even saw a good defensive spurt from Russ 2 games ago. So that tells you that, hey, this guy has a plan. I always said we should have traded Russ in the offseason to give him the best opportunity and chance to win. Although I will say it was completely his fault that we lost the last game because he had the right combination on the floor. He removed it, and then Russ with the knuckleheaded, go ahead. Like, we were already up by 1. And Russ, with 30 seconds left on the clock, this dude pulls up. Recipe for disaster. Listen, it's common sense. You're a veteran. You're not a rookie. Why are we babying this dude? I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, he wanted the 2-for-1. Listen, at the end of the day, Magic Johnson said it best. You don't believe me? Watch the video clip that I posted on this channel for Magic. Even the great Magic Johnson said, this dude does not take accountability. He's mad at the media. He's mad at the fans. People are babying him, but he needs to act like a grown man at the end of the day, right? He takes that wannabe 2-for-1. We don't need a 2-for-1. We just needed to milk the clock and get the best shot. Listen, the defense gave him that shot. There was nobody around him because that's our weakness. His jump shot is our weakness. So it is what it is. I'm over it now, but man, I want to see a trade. I'm not going to be happy till a trade happens or the roster, there's a different rotation with a different starting lineup and we start seeing wins. One or the other. Preferably both, to be honest with you. I want both of them preferably, but man, it was just frustrating. Again, if y'all haven't seen that clip, I posted on the channel, so definitely check that out. Also, there's some Laker news updates, man. The Lakers have assigned rookie Max Christie to the South Bay Lakers. So just as we predicted, this man is going to be sent down to the G League a lot to get, some playing time. So he can start the learning curve. He needs to learn because he's very raw. He's a good prospect, but he's very raw and he has a lot of work to do. So it's a good thing for the Lakers. And the other unfortunate news update is that Cole Swider is going to miss some time with foot issues. All right, Cole Swider is going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks with a let's see if I get this right, navicular stress reaction of the right foot. So listen, I'm no doctor, but that sounds bad. And he's the third victim to fall. First it was Dennis Schroeder, then Thomas Bryant, and now Cole Swider. So the injury bug continues to bite the Lakers, and we just got to get through it. He said 2-for-1 benefited the Blazers in that situation. Exactly. They want a chance. If they miss, they get the foul and they can prolong the game. You want to milk the clock anytime you have a 1-point lead, right? You don't want to take a 1-against-4 mid-range brick shot that he specializes in. No, that's not what we needed. Even LeBron and AD's reaction was like, what the heck? Even they was tripping, right? Tasia says, Jason, you're wrong. You meant to say he's not the only problem, but moving him can fix everything we need. Shooting another big and getting off Russ. He's not the only problem, but he's one of the main problems, and he's worth $47 million. So that's taking up, like Tasia said, a huge chunk of cap space. And if you're averaging 10 points, 4 turnovers, a shitload of break shots, and a bad attitude, then that's just not going to fly. You are the main problem. I'm sorry to tell you this if it hurts anybody's feelings, but again, the truth of the matter is this dude is horrible. As far as that, even Magic Johnson had to call him out. That's what and Magic is a truth teller. He always speaks from the heart. So I'm glad I'm not the only one calling out Russ. Magic was out there too, and all of Laker Nation, all of Laker fans out here. So the real ones. JJ Ramirez, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the super chat. He said, we have screwed up the day we let Caruso walk. Traded Kuz, let KCP walk. Even the Morris reign was good. He said, we are paying for it now more than ever. Yes, absolutely. Listen, you're absolutely right. And my thing is, JJ, that I feel like they can still correct the issue. I mean, we still have a good coach in place, very solid defensively, especially, and we have good role players. I'm kind of liking our role players. Like so far, the best role players have been the defensive ones, right? Patrick Beverly, the last game he really impressed me. The last 2 games, to be fair. Which other game did he impress me? The last 2. Troy Brown Jr., his lanky. I mean, he has good defensive potential as well. Juan Toscano has been a lock. He's been a lockup, and he moves well without the basketball, attacks the rim, and can knock down a 3 here and there. How can I forget Lonnie Walker? He's probably been the best role player so far. So we have some decent pieces out here. And let's not forget Austin Reeves, Thomas Bryant, who still hasn't seen PT. We're still going to get Dennis Schroeder back. So our defense continues to get better. We went from 7th the previous game to 2nd now after the 3rd game. And even though we're losing, it's just the little things that are missing. The floor spacing is atrocious when both Patrick Beverly and Russ are out there. And then the moping from players not getting back on defense, like Magic said, all of that, Laker fans hate that. So trading Russ could solve a lot. But you're right. We have made some mistakes along the way, and we are paying dearly for it. But mainly it's been Rob Pelinka. Dontario Moore, what's up, my brother? He said, thanks for Super Chat. He said, what's up, bro? Out of all the trade packages, it's been rumored. He said the Rozier, Hayward, and Oubre Jr. or PJ Washington package is more enticing. Well, it truly is, because you're getting more athletic, you're getting more shooting, and more size. So that pretty much covers all the bases of stuff we need on this roster, right? And so I could see why that would be an enticing package for you and for me as well. I like it. What does Laker Nation think? Do you guys want this package that my boy Dontario just mentioned, or you guys want a different one, like the one from the Pacers, still more lucrative? Or a lot of people have talked about the Spurs one for Jacob Poeltl, and it comes with Josh Richardson amongst other players. So which one do you guys like the best? He said DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus still serviceable. I like DeMarcus. He said no Hayward. Hornets. Rozier, too ball dominant. Hield is flat out sniper. Plus Jones looks sketchy. Turner would pair nicely with AD. Bev, defensive minded, offensive wins games. Defense wins championships. You're right about that. And I am curious how they would use Teddy, or should I say Terry, right off the top, right? I'm curious how they would use him. Are they starting him or benching him? Most likely that he would start, right, in place of Russ, I would imagine. Any trade that won't have Russ on the Lakers, right? I'm saying, Josue, like that's the bottom line, is we want this guy off. I mean, let's be quite frank here, all right? His attitude, personality has infected the locker room, and it's become cancerous for us. We can't have that. Tasia says PJ Washington, but I prefer the Pacers deal. Oh man, it's hard for me to decide. I am kind of leaning towards the Pacers deal, especially if Miles Turner is healthy, because man, this guy could be a high impact guy, and we could use another big man just in case AD misses games, or just to start alongside him. They could be a twin towers of sorts, right? But I don't know. That the more I watch the Charlotte Hornets, they've been balling too. Like I said, Terry Rozier balling. Right now, I haven't even looked at Gordon Hayward's stats, but I have him on my fantasy team. He's been doing pretty good. So it is interesting. But look, whatever we get, I do think is going to improve the floor spacing. Like Russ is shooting historically low numbers. Somebody said on Twitter that this dude is shooting the worst from any Laker in the past 50 years, from beyond the arc and from the field. Like, is that going to continue? Because that's like horrible. Right, we can't have that. In the last 50 years, and you're a modern day guard in a shooting era, that's just crazy. Like, we really got Rob Pelinka got robbed in that trade. All right, we gave up Kuz, we gave up KCP, we gave up Montrezl Harrell, and the first round pick. We shouldn't have gave up half of that for Russ. That's crazy, right? And now we're paying for it. He said, for now, I love the way the players have bought in defensively for Coach Ham, but if he continues making boneheaded moves, just please Russ. He said he may lose the players just by frustration from losing. That is true, man. Yeah, we're walking on thin ice here already, man. There's a lot of people already hating on Darvin Ham for the last decision he made, which is a good thing, because I think if he hears that, he needs to improve from it. And he did say something interesting at the end of the last game. They asked him if he noticed how Russ got frustrated when he went to the bench. He said, we're not gonna worry about that narrative, or we're not here to. He said something along those lines. Definitely check that out. But I thought that was interesting. I was like, could this be the last straw? Could Darvin finally be opening up his eyes and willing to bench Russell Westbrook? Because, listen, when he came in the press conference, the introductory press conference, we were hyped because we thought he would hold everybody accountable. Like, if Russ is 0 for 11 one game, bench him the next game. right? Or at least the fourth quarter. And he hasn't done that yet. So he hasn't lived up to that hype. The defense has been great. The timeouts, the timely manner timeouts, and all that, the challenges, all that has been great. He's just lacking in the rotation and the starting lineups. That's it. If he can get that right, I think Los Angeles would be really happy with him. But right now, some people are even questioning him already, calling him the next. I've seen comments where people call him Frank Vogel, which I think is crazy. But yeah, he needs to get some dubs. That way people can ease up off of him, for sure. Where was I? Oh, okay. So the injury to Cole Swider. We talked about Max Christie being sent down to the G League as well. What do you guys think of that trade that never came to fruition? I thought that was a fair trade package that the Lakers offered Utah, during the summer, a package that included Russell Westbrook, a future first-round pick, and second-rounders, and a potential deal that could have landed them Bojan Bogdanovic. Like, that was a fair trade, and we didn't get it. It didn't happen because, again, that Laker tax. I mean, if you don't believe in the Laker tax, just look at what they got in return for for Bojan, right? We just got to look. He said he's also a center to keep AD away from the center spot. True. We're talking about the Indiana Pacer deal with yeah, you're right, Miles Turner. But let's see how he comes back, because he supposedly got hurt from stepping on the ball from the ball boy or something like that. That sounds very fragile. You said the Indiana deal is bad. How so? How so, Jay? Talk to me, bro. I want to hear your perspective on that. William Scott, thanks, bro. He said to get Hayward and Rozier, we would have to throw in none to get 52 mil matching salaries. Oh, I don't think that's going to be a problem the way he started off the season, bro. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Just for your information. But I think people are more concerned about the long-term contract if these guys don't pan out, because the bright lights in the light are different. Right? There's no guarantee they're going to come and bring those similar numbers they're putting up in Charlotte, where there's no pressure here in Los Angeles. If they could at least bring half of those numbers, that'd be great to this roster, right? But Vitali asked, Dan, no playoffs for us this year? It's too early, man. And of course, that's going to determine on if we make trades early on and get the right pieces. But defensively, we're elite. We really should be winning a lot more games, to be honest with you. I mean, we went from completely sucking last year defensively and being slow to be more athletic defensively, getting after it, and damn near winning last game. We should have won it. I think making a trade with the Hornets and the Spurs might get us a better haul. Probably. You're right. When you're talking about haul, yes, but if we're talking about star power, we're closer to star power, although neither of them are stars. We're closer to star power when we go with the Pacer deal. But you're right. A part of me kind of wants to go with those other trades because we get more usable pieces, like pieces that can actually fit what we're doing. Like, we don't need a lot of scoring punch if you think about it. We just need guys who can hold their own on the defensive end and listen to the coach, most importantly. The bad energy is going to be gone once we trade Russ. So you're going to get guys that fall in line, and then guys who can space the floor better. I already told you, Terry Rozier is averaging 40% from beyond the arc this season. So if he can bring some of that over here, that'd be great. Gordon Hayward, we know, can knock down a shot or two, right? We know if he's healthy, right? Hey, Dan, we knew what Westbrook was all about. It's hard when a player like LeBron has power to chime in trades. LeBron will never be a GM. I think LeBron already is somewhat of a GM, man. I think he has a lot of say in what happens. For surely, right? It's definitely too early. Remember last year, Washington started off hella good, but then went nowhere. Exactly, Tasia. Right now, the landscape, people still don't have an identity. Right now, Utah's looking like a championship favorite, but it's way too early. See, they're probably not even going to make the playoffs, although they do have very hungry players who get after it and have no ego, and it looks like they're being coached extremely well. So who knows, to be determined. And they got some veterans with experience, so they could at least maybe make the playoffs. But if I had to guess, yeah, the landscape hasn't even it hasn't basically started to develop yet. There's a bunch of question marks. Even the Sixers, who have a lot of talent, are 0-3. So neither us or the Sixers should be 0-3, to be honest with you. What up, T? How y'all doing? Listening in here at the workplace, all in front desk. Thank you so much, T. I appreciate you. That's awesome. Ham needs to sizzle Westbrook's bacon. Craig, what are you saying, bro? Should Dan Irving a Laker next year? I don't want to speculate on that right now, man. I always felt like he's destined to be one, but who knows, man? Things have become so unpredictable that even Woj and Shams reports you got to now take with a grain of salt. Like before, they had a lot of credibility, but this summer changed a lot of things for me. Where I was getting really excited based on what they were saying, now I got to take it just with a grain, because now it feels like they're racing for news, right? Shams and Woj, and they're willing to, create fake news in order to get the first, like when it finally lands, to get the first scoop on the trade, right? So I don't know, but I would love it if it does happen. Westbrook didn't change his shot; he changed the type of breaks. Oh man. Dan Genie should hire you as a GM. I wish. First order of business, trade Westbrook. I wouldn't even wait a day, man. I'm not going to sleep until he's gone off the team. Because I truly believe that basketball is like one of the main recipes for success is chemistry. And we started the offseason with LeBron and Russ looking distant. We're talking about two supposed leaders of your team can't be distant right off the top. And I'm not blaming LeBron for it. What I'm saying is Russ just doesn't fit. He's doing his own thing. I mean, we saw it on the final possession of the game, right? So if you don't fit, man, then I think it's best we move on from him. It's as simple as that, right? Chemistry matters. I think once you offload Russ, I think you'll see a lot better chemistry. You're going to see guys ease up a little bit. I think you're going to see guys start having fun playing basketball again. Because when you have too many strong personalities, it's just not going to work. And I never imagined that we would acquire Patrick Beverley and keep Westbrook, right? I told you guys I'd be shocked if we did it. I told you guys this in the offseason, and sure enough, Rob Pelinka has shocked me. So I have no clue what he's going to do, but I hope he makes a move soon, because, look, they're already calling for his job. The NBA media has destroyed Rob Pelinka and made him look mediocre, which is not a good thing for him or for us, because now when free agency comes around, the credibility factor starts disappearing a little bit. So we got to get right, sooner rather than later. Right. And again, like I said, anybody who wants to really tank for Victor Wembanyama, they truly have to trade for Russ. I mean, that's the key right there. And he's an expiring contract. This is a win-win, right? You might be able to offload a couple of contracts. Like if you're Charlotte, you want to offload Terry because you're trying to tank, and you want to offload Gordon Hayward. So you might not even request those draft picks. You might want a couple of seconds max, right? Like, there's a golden opportunity for two teams to scratch each other's backs here perfectly, right? So, Savins, appreciate you, man. He said, we are better defensively and athletic than last year, but I worry that if we don't start winning very soon, morale will fall off fast. Ham tuned out. Yeah, wins matter. For sure, winning matters. I'll tell you this. I like the body language of LeBron in the post-conference and the body language of Anthony Davis. They showed leadership. They were mad, as you should be. You shouldn't be happy. Like Russ was in the locker room making jokes and stuff. You shouldn't be like that. If you care about winning, it should hurt that you're 0-3 after all the critics ripped you a new one in the offseason. It should hurt that your fan base is starting to, get disgruntled. And there was even some missing seats a couple games ago in Staples, which never happens. It should hurt that you've become the butt of the jokes in the league for this season again, all over again. I mean, I got League Pass, and everywhere I tuned in this weekend, I kept hearing, oh, the Lakers lost again, and they were laughing about it and shit like that. So we got to get right quickly, because, listen, I'm sure the true stars that want to win are not going to be happy about this. And it makes me happy to find out that we're not the only ones that are miserable, that the star players, the championship caliber star players are as well. So, it brings me some sort of a peace knowing that something's going to happen sooner rather than later. It has to. And this is why I told you guys before the season started that it was extremely important for the Lakers to have a tough schedule. Why? Because we don't want to come out as fool's gold. Imagine we get an easy schedule, we start winning games, right? We look great defensively, and then we start having these problems midway through the season, or God forbid, past the February trade deadline. That would be worst case scenario. So I'm glad it's early on so we can correct it, hopefully, and then we can continue to elevate our offensive game from there. Because remember, last year, offense was not a problem. It was not. Even though at times we looked sloppy, and again, Russell Westbrook's floor spacing was trash and all of that, right, on the court. But at the end of the day, we got a lot of room for improvement, and we can get so much better. We really could. Randolph, what's up, brother? He said, trading Russ equals road to 18. Sorry, Russ. Apologists. Facts, brother. Facts. There's only one way we can go is up. And I feel like once we get rid of and I'm not saying he's the only problem. Clearly, we need to address shooting, and we're going to need to utilize our size that we have currently. But he is one of the main problems. And And it's just one of those things that's become such a glaring, evident thing. I mean, we just literally lost the game because of him and Darvin Ham coaching mishap, right? So it's disappointing, but hey, the good thing is that we're only 3 games in. There's still 79 games to go, right? And they have a chance here to do something special. The defense is elite, and defense wins championships at the end of the days, but you still have to get your everything in order offensively as well. I mean, you cannot be ranked dead last, right? You can't. I noticed that. Yeah, absolutely. Tasia says, thanks, free mind. I need to do some homework on Pirtle. You know what? Jacob Pirtle is a really nice ball player as well. But as we can see with Lonnie Walker, usually guys who get minutes are good ball players from the Spurs. That's why people like poaching him off of the Spurs via trade or free agency, right? Because the Spurs, they have a great system and they develop players really, really good. So both ends of the floor. Michael Jordan loves Westbrook too, and Melo's out, so he'll probably play. That is true, but I think Michael Jordan is smart. I think he sees a golden opportunity. I mean, can you picture, LaMelo Ball with Victor Wembanyama? That would be a sight for sore eyes for them. I mean, they would love that. And I would prefer him going there than Utah or San Antonio, to be honest with you, to play a boring brand of basketball. I want to see him somewhere like New York, somewhere like Charlotte, somewhere fun to watch with another young star to go alongside him. So that would be preferable for me. Jay says, if Buddy doesn't shoot, it's bad, and he doesn't play defense. He said Miles isn't dependable either. It's too risky. He said, I like the Spurs deal better, especially if we can get Pirtle too. That's fair. I ain't mad at that. T says, I felt my anxiety going up, having a discussion with someone at work. She said they were hate talking on us. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the hate is real. But you know what's funny about these haters is they like to kick us when we're down. But when we won the championship in 2020, listen, I remember I went to work the very next day, and everybody who was naysaying me, telling me we weren't going to win the championship, was quiet. Some of them even missed work because they didn't want to see me. They knew I was going to get loud and proud. So they magically disappeared. They pulled a Harry Houdini at work, Motherfuckers were at the wrong lanes and shit where they're not supposed to be. I'm like, oh, look at this. Look at this. I walked in there like just looking at everybody, just shaking my head like, look, they're trying to avoid me. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing when we win. But listen, when we're down, everybody comes out of the woodworks. They're like roaches. They just crawl out. And it's honestly, it's embarrassing for them because we still got 17 chips. And their favorite team probably doesn't even have half of that. So they can talk all they want. He said, Dan, is Westbrook a clown? I don't like to call him names like that because he's still a Laker. But if he wasn't a Laker, I'd probably say so. I'll tell you that. If I'm keeping it real, man. If I'm keeping it real, I'd say, he's being too sensitive. He should just play hard and do his job. That's it. And he's worried about what the media is saying. He's tripping, man. And everybody, listen, I've seen Jamal Crawford come out on his defense, and I love Jamal Crawford. He's a good dude. I'll never talk shit about him. But I tell you, he's wrong. Like, Jamal, bro, you're wrong. Like, talking about you stand with Russ, like, bro, Russ is not good anymore. Like, he should just take a back seat. He should come off the bench. If I was Russ and I'm playing like that, honestly, I'm doing what's best for the Lakers. I'm like, listen, coach, I'd like to come off the bench. Just put me on the bench. I'll do whatever's best for the team. I'll do whatever. I'm willing to win. That would be the best thing possible for him and his career moving forward. Because with this, him, if he did fake an injury and all that, that's not going to vote well for, and all the drama he's bringing to Los Angeles. Literally, they talk about us after every single loss, and it's always revolving around Westbrook. So what do you think other franchises are looking at? Like, yeah, I don't think we want this dude anywhere near our franchise long term. Maybe on a one-year deal. Because we're tanking. But good luck getting another contract if that's going to be the attitude. So, yeah, there's a lot of issues on the Lakers right now. I think another issue I have with the Lakers besides shooting would be rebounding, crashing the glass. Especially when we go small, we get out rebounded. So that's something I hope they address. But still, Russell Westbrook is one of the main issues. And the fact that the coaching staff doesn't have the balls to sit him down when he should be coming off the bench, I think that's a bigger issue for me, right? Because it's like you said facts over feelings, and it's been feelings over facts, right? You worried more about a grown man's feelings than about, playing the players that are, playing their best brand of basketball on the court and winning you the game. And that's facts. So let's hope there's a solution soon, guys, because I'm getting sick of the topic already. I'm serious. I only talk about it because it needs to be addressed. But if I tell you I'm getting sick of the whole Russell Westbrook situation, I am beyond sick of it. And I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say this. Russell Westbrook, when it's all said and done, depending on how long he lasts, if he lasts the whole season and this turmoil continues, it's going to get worse. But even if he gets traded now, he might already go down as the worst Laker of all time, surpassing Kwame Brown and Smush. Mainly because, one, he has a worse attitude than those players. Two, he's getting paid way more than those players probably combined. And three, the social media situation makes it worse because everybody's trying to baby him and make the Lakers organization look like the bad guys. I don't recall when Kwame Brown was playing like this that everybody was trying to baby him and make the Lakers look like the bad guy. I remember Stephen A. celebrating when he got traded, and even till today, that was controversial. So, yes, we have gotten extremely soft in this modern player. Listen, first of all, I don't like that players are all buddies and they all inviting each other to each other's teams. That's number one. Number two, I hate that every time the fans or the media or anybody critiques players, all these players come out and they defend each other. It's like, dude, like that's their job to critique, man. The fans are passionate. They're going to call it like they see it. Like you want it to go away. You play better. Like Magic Johnson said, I thought that was perfect. I thought what a timely interview by Shannon Sharp. Shout out to both of them, to be honest with you. If you haven't caught it, there's a snippet of it on my channel. If you want to watch the whole thing, go and watch it off the Shannon Sharp channel. But, I'm sick of the topic and I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for a trade. I'm ready to finally be excited about Lakers basketball again. I'm ready. Because if you think about it, since we landed Russ, we haven't played a brand of winning basketball, right? Before we landed Russ, at least we made the playoffs. Post Russ, we missed the playoffs the first year and we're already started 0-3. So big issue. Hopefully they get rid of it. Any final comments you guys got? And by the way, if you guys want to enter the giveaway, man, to win awesome, NBA/Laker apparel like this and other stuff, definitely check out their website. But all the information will be in the description. So make sure you guys enter. There's 2 days to enter the giveaway. All right, somebody will be selected real soon. DTLF, our Lakers should pay Russ to stay at home until we can get a trade. You know what, man? I'm starting to agree with that. I'd rather keep that toxic situation away from the team than otherwise, and it saves him face too, right? It saves him face. He said, Dan, my wife got me tickets for the Lakers versus Nets for my birthday. I'll be right above the tune front row, he said, and might have some words for Russ if we don't get the W. Hey, man, it's your right to speak your mind. I won't tell you to stop. The only thing I will say, though, is if you say something crazy to him and he turns and looks at you, make sure you keep saying that crazy stuff because it's embarrassing to me how some fans go there and they'll say something crazy and then Russ turns around or any player and then they'll be like, oh, my little brother's your biggest fan. Russ, the team needs you. Like they change the energy completely. So just whatever energy you start with, keep that same energy when they start looking at you, man. Because listen, I sat really close to the court. Shout out to Mookie for the tickets. And they could hear me, man. They could hear me screaming. They would turn and look at me at times. So they could hear you from that distance. So definitely, if you're going to say something, say it with your chest, brother. Don't be a coward like these other so-called fans. So, Dan, we should just stand pat. I hate wasting another season, but it makes zero sense to attach assets to a $47 million expiring contract. We can't do that, bro. Because if we stand pat, you know what's going to happen? If we stand pat, miss the playoffs again, and it's a shit show all over again, LeBron's going to request a trade. Then we're going to have to move on from Anthony Davis, and we're going to go back into rebuild. And now we're going to be left with this horrible stigma that the Lakers front office sucks, and we couldn't build a real championship contender around LeBron outside of the 2021. So I think that would be a doomsday scenario for us because now it's going to be hard to get free agents again. You lose your front office credibility that we had gained by winning in 2020. And not only that, but Clutch runs the league. So good luck with that relationship as well. And I could see a whole lot of bad things happening if we're forced to trade LeBron because we cannot build a true contender. When you're actually not that far away from building a true contender. Again, number 2 defense in the NBA currently. All right, we just need to address the floor spacing and shooting and also the wing depth. But I think we might be on something. We might be onto something with Troy Brown. I feel like we could, He said, I'll trade Westbrook for a 2025 second round pick. He said, none is a dud. None has been really bad, for sure. I'm not going to make no excuses for him because he said he was healthy. None has been bad. Hopefully he steps it up. He said, hey, you know who the real MVP is? He said, our maintenance crew keeping up with them dented rims from all those bricks. That's funny. Guillermo got jokes today. Hey, Dan, what's the best trade package for Russell Westbrook? If you want, the closest thing to star power, probably the Miles Turner trade. But if you want depth, it might be that Charlotte Hornets trade. Terry, like I said earlier, he's having a career year. Gordon Hayward has looked healthy and good. And then PJ Washington gives you that size. So that's probably the one that's well-versed the most, right? Really quick, though, guys, before I get off, that's going to wrap it up for me. But I want to give a major shout-out to Prize Picks, guys. It's the time now to get that bag, all right? And I'll probably be doing I'll probably do it Wednesday, early, like 12 noon or 1 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be doing a live Prize Pick selection video on my second channel. So definitely check that out. And like I said, I finally partnered up with Game Time to give away free gear. So definitely check that out, guys. I'm sorry, not Game Time, Ultra Game. My bad. With Ultra Game to give away free gear. So everything will be there in the description for you guys to enter, man. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to do that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to smack that like button and subscribe if you already have it. I'll see you guys here for any updates, hopefully a trade, anything that happens with the Lakers that's worth making videos about, you know where to find me. So I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace out, Laker Nation.